Hey guys, what's going on? It's your boy, the Mad Tiger, up here today. It's the new year, so you know what time it is. It's time for the 2023 DVD and Blu Ray collection. So, Blu Rays and DVDs will be thrown in together, just because that's how my collection is at the moment. I've got DVDs and Blu Rays thrown in together. Fucking light. So, obviously, it's a bit of a mixed match. I'm waiting on two things to turn up. My Dragon Ball Kai collection. It's coming from Malaysia, and I've got one DVD coming from CEX. I think it's just called All Superheroes Must Die or something. Just looked like an interesting sort of film, maybe like an alternative superhero style film. Yeah, so we're going to start off with, just so you know, it's going to be parts, because as you can see, the shelves are double back, so each part will be one half of the shelf. So plenty of parts to come, probably going to be about 18 parts. So starting off with the original Dragon Ball, with Dragon Ball Season 1. And I am going to do a Dragon Ball binge. I'm just waiting for my Dragon Ball Kai to turn up. I know I could technically start it, but I don't know. It's just how I want to do it. So the original, and these are the NTSC versions, but I believe they are Region 3. Dragon Ball Season 2. Dragon Ball Season 3 with Master Roshi looking Tonk. Dragon Ball Season 4. And Dragon Ball Season 5. I've not watched any of the original Dragon Ball. I've only watched some of Dragon Ball Z and some of Dragon Ball Kai, but I am very familiar with the Dragon Ball universe, and I know how it all plays out and stuff. Oh, there's a few more here actually as well. These are in my to watch list. Double Dragon, based on the classic video game. I've heard this movie is terrible. Forbidden Planet, classic 50s sci-fi movie, 1957. Good selection of special features. The original Pet Sematary, which I thought the remake or reboot was terrible and just so boring. And the original Fantastic Four, another example of a superhero franchise that still hasn't been done correctly, unfortunately. Seems like every other superhero has been given a second chance, but whenever they do it with Fantastic Four, they just never seem to get it right. And then on to Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Season 1, Dragon Ball Z Season 1, Dragon Ball Z Season 2, Captain Ginyu Saga, Dragon Ball Z Season 3 with Frieza. And I'm going to stand by my comment that I think Frieza is technically the main villain of the Dragon Ball franchise, because he's been in so many versions of Dragon Ball. He's always coming back in new forms. Him and Broly, I'd say, are probably the two main villains of Dragon Ball. So Dragon Ball Z Season 4, Garlic Jr. and Android Sagas. Trunks there on the front. And one thing that makes me laugh about Dragon Ball was the whole Frieza thing. You know, Frieza was this ultimate bad guy who kept getting stronger and stronger, and Goku was so just barely beat him. And then fucking when he comes back as Mecha Frieza, Trunks just comes in and just destroys him like instantly. I'm like, wow, talk about a talk about a bloody pie in the face situation. Then we have the Imperfect Perfect Cell Saga Season 5. Let me know your favourite Dragon Ball franchise and your favourite Dragon Ball character. Season 6, the Cell Game Saga, with Mr. Satan on the back. It's funny because it makes me laugh, because in all the other Dragon Ball games that I've played, he was called Hercule. But when they brought out Dragon Ball Kakarot, he was called Mr. Satan. So I don't know why they did that. I know that he's originally called Mr. Satan anyway, but I don't know why they changed it to Mr. Satan in the new Dragon Ball game when he was always Hercule in the other Dragon Ball games. Dragon Ball Season 7, the Great Saiyaman World Tournament Series. the Babidi and Majin Buu saga, season 8, and then the final Fusion and Kid Buu saga. Vegito on the front there. It's either Vegito, I always get it mixed up, it's Vegito or Gogeta. Then we have the Blu Ray Dragon Ball Z collection, which includes the 13 Dragon Ball Z movies and the 2 specials. All on there on Blu Ray. Dragon Ball GT, which technically this is not canon anymore, but this originally was the sequel to Dragon Ball Z, but then they basically said no, this don't exist anymore. So you don't technically have to watch this, but if you're a collector like me and you want to watch everything Dragon Ball, GT is there, and I do think GT had some good stuff to it. Then we have the Dragon Ball, technically the Dragon Ball Super movie collection. It comes with the 3 Dragon Ball movies that came out after Dragon Ball, before Dragon Ball Super came out, or during Dragon Ball Super, which aren't included on the Dragon Ball Z collection. And then last but not least, the Dragon Ball Super Blu Ray collection. All 20 discs are here, uncut. I'm just waiting on my Dragon Ball card to come, so when that turns up I will show it. It's a Malaysian DVD set. Got a good deal on it actually, so I'm happy to have them. So my Dragon Ball collection is some Blu-ray, so pretty much the older stuff is on DVD and the newer stuff's on Blu-ray, which is good enough for me. I've always said that I think some older stuff, you know, for that nostalgia purposes, of course Blu-ray is the way to go obviously, but so that's pretty much the entire Dragon Ball set. I'm just waiting for Kai to turn up, which is essentially remastered Dragon Ball Z, just cut down, slimmed down, updated, you know, graphical enhancements, all that good stuff. Then we have Dirty Sanchez Series 1 and 2. I thought this show was much better than Jackass. I felt like Jackass was more stunt orientated. This is just people doing crazy things for the sake of it. Well, they're Welsh and English, so what do you expect? I do have the other 2 seasons as well. But I loved this show back in the day. I thought this is hilarious. They do some crazy stuff. Let me know your favourite like trash TV, MTV-esque show. The Rock, Journey of Dwayne Johnson. It's like an hour, 2 hour, just under 2 hour documentary on The Rock. If you smell what The Rock is cooking. Let me know your favourite WWE superstar from the Attitude Era. Mine had to be either Stone Cold or possibly The Undertaker, but I really thought The Rock, you know, and there's a lot of talk about The Rock coming back for WrestleMania and he might turn up at the Royal Rumble. They're building up to the whole Rock Roman Reigns thing. I think it's going to happen, but I wouldn't get your hopes up that it is going to happen anytime soon. But we'll see. We'll see. If I could stay up late, I would watch the Royal Rumble this year, but I can barely make it past 10 o'clock sometimes. Then we have Catherine Tate Show Series 1. I'm debating on whether to keep this because it is available on BritBox. And I moved my BritBox, just so you know, I moved my BritBox over to Prime because ITVX was still glitchy for me. Every time I loaded up another episode, it would just close the app or glitch out, so I thought screw it, I've just moved everything over to Prime. I think the only subscriptions that aren't included on my Prime now is obviously Netflix, Disney Plus, Troma, because that's not got a Prime one, and obviously my wrestling subscription. But Catherine Tate Show, yeah but no but, of course she also appeared in The Office as well. Bridget Jones' Baby, I don't know when this takes place in the Bridget Jones series. I think there's 3. It's either the second or third one. I've not seen any of them. Renee Zellweger, of course. The Facts of Life series 1 and 2. I don't know if this actually has a full collection. I've not come across one. Let me know in the comments below. Does this show have a complete series? And where would I be able to get it from so I can get rid of this one? I know this is a spin-off from Facts of Life and Different Strokes. Sorry, this is a spin-off from Different Strokes, of course. Facts of Life. I do enjoy my sitcoms. Alice in Wonderland, the live-action Tim Burton movie. I've not seen any of the live-action Disney adaptations at all. Then we have the ABCs of Death. This is actually quite expensive now. It's gone up in price for the DVD, but unfortunately my one is a I want to say maybe it's like a Nordic one collection, but I believe it is in English. I enjoy both the ABCs of Death movies, sort of anthology short films. 300 Rise of an Empire. I've not seen either of the 300 movies. And then we have Paranormal Activity 4. I think I've seen all of them with the exception of the newest one. I know they do a complete collection for this now, a limited edition, but I'm not a huge fan of these movies, so I don't really need to have that collection. But it's been a while since I watched them. I do enjoy found footage style movies and POV indie style horror movies. But I think Grave Encounters is probably... Grave Encounters, the first one, and As Above, So Below are probably my two favourite of the POV style horrors. Then we have Not Going Out, series 1 to 5. Series 2. Series 3. I've heard this is meant to be a fun show. Lee Mack, British comedy, BBC. I think there was 8 seasons of this, I don't know. Then we have Homeland series 1 and 2. This looks like it's going to be sort of a drama. I'm not really a massive drama guy, but I do want to watch some. So I know these have Blu-ray releases, but I'm not too bothered. Then we have the complete series of Wings. Screw you guys, I love Wings. Of course, this is a Mill Creek release. The only issue I have with this is the actual discs are terrible. They're like that. This is before Mill Creek rebranded and become much more better with what their releases. But another classic sitcom, hasn't got a UK release, so this is the only way to get it, unfortunately. Then we have The Story of Edge. You Think You Know Me. Probably one of my favourite modern superstars. He was always my favourite growing up. Broke my heart when he had to retire, but when he came back at the Royal Rumble, I kind of shit myself a little bit. You know, it was like 3 o'clock in the morning, and my partner was asleep next to me, and I was like, oh my god, he's back! Like that, and she shit herself up. I go, that was the last time that WWE really made me hype. But I love Edge, of course. Some good special features and lots of Edge orientated stuff. And then we got a triple pack with Skew, House of Bones and Underground. Some horror stuff there. Then we have Career Girls, still sealed. Not too sure about this one. And I hate when they do this. Why do it like that? Why? What? I get boggles the mind. Beast in the East. This was a special that WWE did in 2015. Brock Lesnar, Kofi Kingston, when they did it in Japan. I think WWE should really focus more with Japan. Stop doing the Saudi Arabia. Fucking get Japan in there, man. Because Japan is, in my opinion, like one of the best countries for wrestling. Then we have the greatest cage matches of all time. Got some matches from WWE, AWA, WCW, NWA, WCCW. So just a bunch of cage matches from all of different promotions. Of course, let me know your favourite cage match of all time. Then we have the original I think it's the 1990s Flash TV show. Not a lot of people realise that the Flash did have a live action show before they brought it back. Got Judgment Day 2009. I do collect some WWE and wrestling DVDs, but I try not to get the pay-per-view one just because I use WWE Network for that. But if I've got them in the collection, it's because I've picked them up in job lots and things. So still, but it's got Edge on there, of course. And sometimes the DVDs do have some special features as well. So Then we got friend request. I've heard good things about this one. I do like the movie Unfriended. I did like the Dark Web one. The first one was a bit boring, but this, I've heard this is meant to be similar style of movie, but I think it's better. House at the End of the Street. I think this is a remake of the old. No, it's not actually. I don't know if it's a remake or a reboot. I was getting it mixed up with the house, last house on the left. Sorry. The original 300. This is Sparta. Good selection of special features on there. Sex and the City, the extended cut, and this movie is an hour and 51 minutes long, just under 3 hours. That's crazy, man. I mean, I've watched some of the Sex and the City TV show. I thought it was okay. I sold my DVD set of it. I was intending to get it on Blu-ray, maybe sometime, but yeah. So some special features and stuff. Let me know your favourite Sex and the City character. Then we got Superman Red Sun. This is an alternative Superman where basically he lands in Cold War Russia. Has some special features on here, some bonus shorts and things as well. Then we have the rebooted J.J. Abrams Star Trek. I've not seen any Star Trek movie. I've only seen the original Star Trek TV show, the animated original Star Trek TV show, and the Next Generation. But I have Paramount Plus, so they're all on there. Let me know your favourite Star Trek character and favourite version. I've always been partial to Data. I've always liked Data. But obviously Spock is classic. You know, Picard as well. Star Trek is huge now. There's so many versions of Star Trek. It's unbelievable. Everyone compares Star Trek to Star Wars. I think it's unfair to compare them. Star Trek takes place in the future. Star Wars takes place in a galaxy far, far away. And I always thought Star Wars is more sort of sci-fi fantasy, you know, special powers and super, you know, creatures and crazy things, whereas Star Trek focuses in space and, you know, it's still humans and stuff like that. Scientific, you know, Star Trek. I know that they made it more action orientated in some of the newer stuff, but the originals were more like trying to find ways around fighting. You know, fighting was always like a last resort, and I always enjoyed that about Star Trek. It's not your typical guns blazing, you know. But I love Star Wars as well. Then we have the Avengers United They Stand 1999 series, 13 episodes. An old Avengers TV show. Road to WrestleMania 2012 comes with the Royal Rumble Elimination Chamber and WrestleMania 29, I believe. So 3 packs there. Then we have Eve of Destruction from Silvervision. It's an small 45-minute sort of documentary style thing. Mrs. Brown Boys, the complete series 1, 2, 3 and the Christmas specials. I do want to upgrade this to Blu-ray. I can't believe this it still isn't on BritBox. It's on the BBC iPlayer, but it's not on BritBox. I like Mrs. Brown Boys. I know a lot of people were complaining about the new Christmas special last year, but I'm like, I don't care. Who cares? Then we have Girls, the complete first season. And I know these have Blu-ray releases, but for shows and movies that I haven't seen, I don't need to upgrade to a Blu-ray until I've seen it. And 9 times out of 10, I don't rewatch TV shows unless it's, you know, something like The Simpsons or Family Guy, you know, stuff that I chill out to. Season 2, Series 3, and Season 4. I believe this is kind of like, you know, Sex and the City style thing, but it's more sort of modern audiences, you know, coming of age, young teenage, early age girls and stuff like that. Then we got Happy Days Series 5 and 6. I did have Series 1, 2 and 3 and 4. I watched Series 1 to 4, but I haven't watched Series 5 and 6 yet. These have only been released in the US. There was some UK releases, but they're out of print and hard to find. And only Series 1 to 6 has released DVD releases, official anyway. So Series 7, 8 and 9 don't have I think it was either 9 or 12 series, I don't know, haven't had any physical releases. But I'm hoping that, you know, Paramount Plus maybe get Happy Days on there, you know, so we'll see. Let me know your favourite Happy Days character. The Fonz, of course. You know, a lot of people said, well, you couldn't really top after Series 5 because of the jumping the shark thing. Yeah, the show got a little bit crazy and weird. Then we have Paranormal Activity 3. I can't remember if 2 or 3 was the one that I liked the most out of the ones that I have seen. Paranormal Activity 2. And the first one, a lot of people say this is a classic. I thought it was just generic. For the time, it was interesting because it wasn't your typical horror movie. It wasn't the first found footage horror movie, of course, but it was the one that really mainstreamed the idea of being able to make a movie and make it seem like it's real life, you know, after the Blair Witch Project. The original It miniseries, I haven't seen the second part to the new ones, but I think Pennywise is much creepier in the new one than he is in this one. But of course, Tim Curry, a legend, of course. These movies, as a kid, this probably would have creeped you out, but now it's pretty laughable. But the new ones are much creepier, in my opinion. WWE Attitude Era, a 8.5-hour DVD Blu-ray set with the Attitude Era. In my opinion, the Attitude Era was the best era for WWE. Let me know your favourite wrestling period. The late 90s, early 2000s were the best time for me. Sex Tape with Cameron Diaz, Jason Segel. And then the last two, we have Badland, Road to Fury. It's like a sort of post-apocalyptic film. And then last but not least, we have Ready Player One with this nice sort of slipcover. I do like that slipcover. I'm not too sure where the slipcover came from originally. I want to say it looks like a HMV exclusive. I seen this movie in the cinema. I thought it was a lot of fun. And for me, what made this movie great was just all the Easter eggs. It's a video game movie, but it's not based on a video game. It's based on a book. And I know a lot of people say it's nothing compared to a book, but nothing ever is. But I thought this had some great stuff, you know, the Gundam scene with the Gundam, the Halo characters, the Overwatch characters, and it does say on here that there's some special features. I hope there's a special feature where it shows all the different video game Easter eggs. This movie is the movie's about an Easter egg anyway, but I also would recommend Free Guy. That was a pretty fun movie as well. Pixels was pretty bad. Spy Kids 3 was my favourite one growing up. A video game movie, but not based on a video game per se. But yeah, this one was a lot of fun, and I'm looking forward to rechecking it out because I haven't seen it since watching it in the cinema. But at least I've got it on DVD and I can pause it and go, oh yeah, look, there's that. So I know it has a 4K release. Maybe I'll upgrade to the 4K one day. But yeah. So there we go, guys. There is part 1 of the Blu-ray and DVD collection. I'm sorry if you don't like the fact that there's Blu-rays and DVDs mixed in, but that's just how the collection is at the moment. I'm going through and watching things, deciding whether to keep them, get rid of them, or, you know, upgrade them and so on. Yeah, so I can't guarantee this is going to be every day, these videos. It might be every other day or something. We've got things that we still need to do. I've got some appointments this week. I've got to go get my glasses, new glasses and eye test on Thursday. So, but yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, feel free to leave a like. Let me know if there's anything here that I should give more attention to and watch. Let me know your favourite thing from this part, and of course, as always, guys, subscribe if you haven't already and join the family. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram at the Mad Tiger. I'm going to put this stuff away, go and watch a bit more wrestling now, and then chill for a while. And as always, guys, have a nice day. Take care and bye-bye.